jungle and warding your jungle. Sure, now you can ward your own jungle, but it gets difficult to go against. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a first pick Ali coming through just to try and secure that early on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It would be very interesting here. I'm intrigued to see if Malphite is going to go for the tank route or the AP route like we saw earlier. I think that could be changing drastically their playstyle. But I think that here Miss Fortune is in a pretty good spot too. But the main issue I'm scared about for Miss Fortune, Jarvan just got picked up. And she, unless she just had a new ability that I did not know, or she turns into a ghost, she can't make it through walls. So without a flash, she's going to be a very easy pickup for the team of Navi.
Yeah. She's actually taken 2 flashes. She's not used barrier here.
Wait a minute, that's legal.
That's the Cyclone into Unstoppable Force into Cyclone again. But not only that, is the 12% HP at max rank damage that the Cyclone actually does, which is kind of nutty. And like we all know that percentage damage is probably what scales the best in this game. Gragas is banned a lot, not only because of the way you can reposition a lot, but Drunken Rage does a ridiculous amount of damage, just because it is percentage damage, just slap you on the head, big bonks.
I think that's the main issue with Gragas we're currently seeing in this meta. Not only can he be flexed in any position except for ADC, and even then, like, you could make it work, I'm sure, but he also dominates in every single one of those roles. So that's the main issue we're seeing with Gragas, which I fully respect where they ban it away.
Disgusting sustain too in the top lane.
Oh yeah, he's just so hard to deal with. We're going to be having a lane swap though, coming on through. Braum and also the Miss Fortune going to be in the top side versus Jarvan, and that is going to be then Xayah Rakan in the bottom side, going to go for their pretty usual stuff. So you're expecting to have your usual jungle clear from Wukong, Olaf, regroup towards their side lanes with their respective duos, and just go for full-on push. You're expecting that to happen very soon, hopefully. Malphite is already on the move. That's going to be Kaglian making his way towards Braum and Miss Fortune, so they are going to be going for the crash. But that means also bot lane is completely free and open, so you're looking at Mumu and Juicy. This should be a very easy shove for them, but they're not feeling too confident, especially seeing that Juicy's going to go in the jungle. He's just checking, making sure they can do stuff. I might actually just roam on the Orion Soul.
Yeah.
He's going to go for it, but he popped the vision. He just made it even more obvious he was coming. And right away, that's going to be a big roam coming out from Rek'Na. But mid and bot is free 100%. That's a 5-man push from Futbolist. Like, they not only took the composition of Na'Vi, they're taking the playstyle of Na'Vi. They're taking everything.
This seems really ill-favored. Look how much damage they're doing. The J4 can just slap you on the head with his passive. Okay, they're all almost dead.
This is so worth it, actually, for Na'Vi. This is good for Look, because Xayah Rakan and bot, like, hey, dude, 2-man push. Like, they're actually going to get 2 plates worth of gold there.
Is he gonna
and he goes for the engage. He gets it. How's that happening, Futbolist? You can't. You go for 5-man push and you lose it 5v3. Come on. Na'Vi now going to have 2 players low. That's going to be Juicy Garen making it out. Re-engage. Stop going in. What are you doing, you crazy man? He's going to get stunned up by the Braum passive, and it is too late, my friend. But I don't like this.
He had a Reaper moment. He was like, I gotta do it to him. Yeah, that was not good. But I mean, it kind of worked out either way. I mean, it's 2 for 1. Gold lead isn't humongous. It's 800 gold. But at the end of the day, like, I don't think this is wise. Yeah, I just say you're just gonna get turned on.
Does he get it? Oh, he actually gets it. That's 400 gold going his way, though. Cyclone's going to be available. Pop for nothing. Great knock up onto the Braum. That's going to be an instant smite coming out from the Olaf. And indeed, that is an amazing play from Na'Vi. And it seemed like they knew how to play against their very own trick they applied on Futbolist Game 1. Good zoning from Rek'Na. Going to keep them at bay. The tower shall not fall. But that was... it got a bit... This is an interesting one.
I love you. Like, good zoning from Rek'Na. He's like, he just presses 2. He's like, Galactic Expansion. And he's like, now I zone you all off tower. This is the easiest ability I've ever used. To be fair, I do love playing ASOL. He is very, very fun. But it does feel quite dumb sometimes that I just press 1 button and walk at people. And it's like, yes, so skillful.
I mean, just, I am here. Please get away.
I am here.
It is COVID. It is COVID.
Away with you.
It is COVID. Please, social distancing. Get out of here. No, please.
2 meters. Thank you.
Oh, man. But overall, this is just Na'Vi shown once again their team play potential in the early game is just so strong, even though they were normally, and I really put that in quotation marks, normally they were at a disadvantage. Garen was playing so damn aggressive, and I was really enjoying what he was doing. A little over-aggressive from time to time, very similar to Ghost Reaper, as you rightly mentioned earlier. But you know what? If you don't shoot, Wait, what's the saying already? You miss every shot.
You miss 100% of the shots you never take. There you go. You got it, bro.
I got it.
You got it, bro. You did it, dude. Yeah. You know, I genuinely, I do like the Jarvan. I actually really do like the Jarvan, especially in this case where you have such a AD focused matchup. With the Dragon Strike, you're actually reducing armor by 10%, right? Which is it's a pretty chunky amount. I think that Darius's 3 ability reduces it 15% by max rank. So you're doing that to absolutely everyone, but everyone on your team, which is really, really nice. So in team fights wise, he's very strong, as well as the passive being able to bonk people on the head, as you saw, was really good in the mid lane. We just kept walking up and just bonking people, then walking back. Quite obnoxious, but we'd love to see it. Cloud Drake is up. Very important, Drake. People seem to underrate it, but the move speed that you get from it is really big. Great for roaming, especially in competitive play, Max.
Especially for Orion Soul also. If he can't get that, he's just going to be a pain in the butt. He's just going to be all over the place. But Na'Vi are going to initiate it. They do have a little bit of a goal lead, 1.5k currently. As ASOL coming on through with the Celestial Expansion, going straight for the dive into the back line. Corki with his team is going to be doing good. That's a great bullet time from Elpis, but it's not able to find any frags, as now Ghost Reaper going to go for the engage. Forced to flash away as his ultimate is not going to be available anymore. And they'll just fear from this Corki. They do not like that guy, but they're going to go for the engage. Great cataclysm from this Jarvan, but he's going to go down eventually. They're also low on the side of Futbolist, and they will have to call that one a day for Na'Vi, but man, they will engage. Wait, no, Corki. I know you want... No, he's going to get it.
Dude, he's in.
Oh, he didn't really connect it, but though, on the side, that's going to be some good stuff on Mumu. Maybe going to go for the recall, not able to get it. And during that time, also, Sweest is going to be getting the fight for himself. Monkey strong. And that's going to be Corki out of commission. The shutdown comes through. That's a lot of gold coming their way, actually.
Yeah, we did get the Cloud Drake from it, though. So that is denied away from the Aurelion Soul, which is good. Now, we've got to talk about one little thing in that fight right at the beginning. And I mentioned it right at the beginning of the broadcast, actually, is the Corki payload. He was able to unleash that across into the brush. And because the rest of his team is so mobile, they're able to get ahead and dive on the backline. And did you see poor Malphite like crawling on hands and knees across like the payload? He's like, please, I just want to ult the Unstoppable Force, please, bro. But yeah, really, really well played to Corki there. Sky is doing a fantastic job in this mid lane. Just as good in the Corki as he was on the Aurelion Soul. So hopefully see more of this guy.
Aurelion Soul's not going to be available for the next fight, potentially. Passive procced onto Garen, though they're not going to be getting the stun. Oh, that's going to be straight up a Dan from the Rakan. He's going to try and get some charm. He does get it, but the bullet time is so good once again in these corridors. And the engage also from Wukong, already up to a double frag. And he is looking potentially for so much more. And this is Na'Vi. They are not able to make anything work. They're going to connect to Braum passive, connecting once again. That's an extra frag. And Futbolist, they are taking a big fight and maybe looking for a game 3. You've got to be careful. They're pretty low. Herald might pick up the kill on Caglian. Oh, the heal comes in last second. He will be able to get it for himself. Don't get hit again. Oh my God, they're playing with fire. Oh God.
Yeah. But Max, if you saw that fight, I mean, I predicted it perfectly at the beginning of this game. Is that you've got the Malphite Cyclone? Yes, it's the Malphite Cyclone and bullet time combo really strong, and especially when you get into a situation where you're all clumped up in a tiny area, that thing is going to do absolute work. So Na'Vi really need to be very careful when they're in these claustrophobic areas from now on, and I think that they'll have learned that by now. They'll be like, wow, Monkey strong. But only when Monkey can get close. So we've got to keep Monkey at bay. So that's what's going to be happening to going forward. It's just because it's so fast. Unstoppable Force is somewhat reactable to. You can flash away from it. But when Monkey gets on top of you and he can just... I don't know why I keep calling him Monkey. I know he's
I call him Monkey too, don't worry. We're good, we're good.
But when Monkey gets on top of you, he can just cyclone. And it's very difficult to get away from.
Reject humanity, go back to Monkey. And Olaf is going to go back to Malphite on top. He's going to go for the engage. Well, oh, that's a... Wait, why did you ult Caglian? I mean, Reaper knows for a fact that is not available, so he could potentially just push it on the tower because the Unstoppable Force is not available. Here. And there you go, man. If you had it, maybe you could have been able to clutch that through, but that is going to be an easy pickup for Sky, and the turret will also for Caglian. That's a big question mark for me.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, sure, you didn't have level 2 boots, but still, you seismic shard, you gain haste,
Great ultimate coming out from Rek'Na. He's going to be getting so much CC for his team, and that is going to be an absolute destruction of Na'Vi. The tower shortfall too. But man, the one with combo of Futbolist, this is looking such a different team compared to what we saw in game 1.
I did not spot that in the mid lane. I do apologize. I was too busy chatting. But yeah, the wombo combo is absolutely huge. Right now, though, it does super feel like Sweest is doing a huge amount of work on this monkey at the moment. Elpis doing a fantastic job to actually follow up on that.
I see your face. You guys don't know. I have his face cam on my screen, and I'm just like, monkey.
Monkey go spin.
Checking out the itemization. Rod of Ages is something that I've been seeing a lot more on these early Unsolved because they tend to frontline a lot as of this recent patch in 2.1a. Which I actually enjoy quite a bit because let's not forget, Rod of Ages, the earlier you get it, the more impactful it's going to be after it stacks in just a mere 5 minutes, which is very short compared to the PC version. And just the extra HP helps a lot because he just like to frontline a little bit, especially like here for Rek'Na. He's on the front line leading his team forward. So that extra HP can actually help him out quite a bit, but Herald gets popped. And that is one waste of a Herald. He gets absolutely nothing done. And Futbolist is going to have to move away. So that's also some really good gold going away of Na'Vi. They're super happy of that trade.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that Herald at all. I mean, they're going to try and get the Drake off of it, which they will grab the Ocean Drake, and now it's a full-on fight here, Max.
Oh, this bullet time is big. It's connecting on so enemy targets. Na'Vi just get melted. What a beast. This MF is doing so much damage, and by MF, I mean Miss Fortune, as that's going to be a double kill. Corki's out of commission also, and Futbolists remain alive as a 3-man squad, and now they're cracking open the mid lane. Man, these bullet times, you also got the potential, I think, to go on it. I'm saying here, Rakan, Juicy, just go for the knock-up on the Miss Fortune. If she is able to do the entirety of that bullet time, you keep on dying. You need to find a response to that Miss Fortune because Elpis is just fully carrying this game.
Yeah, it's such a struggle as well because Pygas here is dropping down the Glacial Fissure, which obviously slows too. So, you know, Juicy is really struggling to get to that backline at the moment. And I think the positioning, we saw it from game 1 on Elpis, just positioning around the Blade Caller as well. I think Elpis looks like he's got some great positioning on this AD carry at the moment. And the fact that he's able to put himself in a great spot to get off these bullet times each time is really, really showing his skill on just champions in general. So it's lovely to see, and they will grab the Scuttle, so they're going to have some nice control over Dragon's side on the bottom side of the map here. This is getting away from Na'Vi at the moment. They need to think about making something happen and making it happen soon though, Max.
I think that stepping stone could actually be this Infernal Drake coming up very soon, especially with the type of composition, the Corki, and also Mumi on this side. I think that if they can get Infernal Drake, it could be this opportunity and this open door to get back into the game and contest. Because we're looking at this 12 minutes into the game, it's literally just a 2,000 gold lead. It's really not much for a game that's lasted already this long. So there's still so many opportunities for Na'Vi, but they're just especially stacking on top of each other, which is making a job for Rek'Na on his ultimate, and also the ultimate of Malphite and the bullet time and the Wukong. And like literally every single ability, if you're on top of each other, is so easy to connect from Futbolist. So I do think that you are seeing Na'Vi being a little bit too close, but if they just spread out a little bit more, they might actually suffer a lot less in those engages.
Yeah, I would say so. And even so, it's still a struggle because if they start splitting up, they're going to find it difficult to actually find targets to kill. They will stop the back on Rek'Na. They're just trying to cause some problems for one another. There was some posturing around Baron. I think that comes through just because Sky's in the bot lane. He's recalling backwards, and maybe Futbolist could have forced something there. Unfortunately, do have to back out once again. Sky is playing a dangerous game in mid, a little bit far forward. He does have Juicy for support, though. But in the bot lane, once again, the Unstoppable Force is forced out there. So is Cataclysm from the Jarvan, and immediately there's a teleport onto Baron. This could be huge. There's 2 players in the bot line, Max.
They know they just don't have the teleport. I mean, he just can't do anything. Futbolist potentially in a really good position. Engaged from the Corki, going a little bit too deep. About to get sniped by Rek'Na, but the bullet time is zoning them away from the Baron, and it does get secured by the Monkey. The engage on the side. This is going to be Futbolist dominating once more. Kanglian will go down at the end. Wait, Olaf, maybe does get 2. Elpis, not quite, but at least this is going to be taking a few Baron buffs away. That was a close one, but Na'Vi, not close enough for them.
No, football is really, really trying as hard as possible to force out this third game. And what a game it has been for number 2. This has been so much in the favor of Na'Vi for the first couple of minutes, and then it swung back the way of Futbolist after some really great wombo combos coming through. You love to see it. Mid tower is going to go down. That super minion's being spawned at the moment, so it's going to be creating added pressure on the side of Na'Vi now, as well as a 7k gold lead. I think that the next team fight will end it, Max. And, you know, Reaper's getting to the point where he is able, if he gets onto these characters, to do a lot of work. Unfortunately, it was the fact that he was the last person alive. And again, Elpis forcing back the ADC as well as Corki in that fight, doing a huge amount of damage at a bullet time from within the pit. Now it's the Infernal Dragon. They have to fight for this, Max.
One thing is that even if they do get the kills onto Futbolist, they got 2 GAs available, which that fight could go on for quite a long period of time. But we said about it that an opportunity might be for Na'Vi to get the Drake, but no, the Wukong's going to be there first, and then that's going to be 2 Drakes going their way. So the trade-off is going to be strong, and I don't really know how Na'Vi can make this comeback happen. You said it, this Olaf is starting to get in line pretty heavily, but it mainly comes down to taking fights together and being rather spread in the fight. I know it might be a little bit counterintuitive what I'm saying, like be together, but not too much. Just find that good balance, because just especially those bullet times have been so detrimental for Futbolist. And even if you do take her down, she's still got GA. So it's still going to be a really hard fight for them to not only find those initial frags, but close off the fight afterwards.
Finish it. Yeah, exactly. But what I would say is that, you know, football is getting a little bit predictable at the moment, right? When we are seeing Na'Vi go in, bullet time comes through. Why don't you just see Na'Vi try and bait out the bullet time, retreat, disengage from the fight, and then reset it afterwards? Because I think that is probably your best bet. And I think they have tried to do this a little bit, but just too slow, to be honest. And Elvis has been taking 75% damage, so has Sky. By the time they get into the fight, they're absolutely useless. And you've got Reaper as well as Juicy and Garen just remaining in the fight, and they don't have enough damage. You're relying on that Corki as well as Isaiah to put out that large chunk of damage coming through. At this point in time, it's looking dire for Na'Vi. A miracle has to come through in this next fight.
Hopefully a miracle will come out from the next engage. Top line turret is going to be picked up pretty easily. Those attacks are just so strong from the Misfortune. Little ricochet, 90-degree shot onto Ghost Reaper. Not happy-chappy about that whatsoever. But one big issue I'm seeing also, the lack of vision coming out from Na'Vi. It's an absolute copy-paste almost of what we saw last game, but they're just switched. Futbolist was not feeling that confident in game 1, but it seemed like the fact they had that initial pickup for their side of the Aurelion Sol play by Rek'Na, they were just able to build on that so strongly, and the execution is also top tier, so I think that they fully deserve a lot of respect for this comeback that's been happening in the second game, and the odds of us going to a game 3 is actually pretty high at this stage, but the next Baron is going to be up very soon, and I think that here, if you're Futbolist, one easy way to play this, threaten the Baron, get the fight to come your way, and then you don't even have to take the Baron, just take the fight once you forced it your way, and you should be good, because this is Na'Vi. They should know if they lose this Baron, that should be game.
It should be, and I think is people got to jump back away from this one as fast as possible. Jumping on it, it's already down to 50%. Ghost Reaper has to try something. Goes Ragnarok, in goes Juicy, and they steal.
They do steal it, but is that going to be enough? I'm not too sure. They are rather all low, though, and also Zaya on the other side is going to be doing some really good work, but she's going to have to leave that fight. A pickup does come on through from the Jarvan. Aurelion Sol out of commission. That's actually not that bad.
Corki has to live.
Yeah, he has to live too. They got 2 buffs, 2 Baron buffs. They can keep dealing with the mid pressure of those empowered minions. Yeah. So I'm actually going to count that as a small win for Na'Vi, actually.
Yeah, that was definitely a dub. That definitely a dub in their favor. Like you said, it's actually the Baron minions which are the most dangerous in this situation.
Oh,
those little guys, they pack a punch. They might be like 4'2", but they are swinging. They're swinging at your kneecaps, and they will gauntlet if you're not careful. So it is really good that they don't get the Baron minion online. Now they have the payload from the Corki. Next fight should be a little bit easier. And luckily, it's both the carries that hold onto the Baron buff, buffing their damage, which might just make up for this 6k gold lead in the favor of Futbolist. But we've got to look how this play was out, because this is so close. I am biting my nails over here.
This comeback would be so good to have on game 1. And we're now in an 18-minute game, and the gold lead is still not big. It is about 5,000 to 6,000 gold lead. Normally, a strong, dominant 18-minute game is about 15,000 to 20,000 gold leads. So they are holding really strong here, Blank.
Max, it's been 200 years in this game at the moment. I'm growing a beard at this point. This is a long, wild rift game.
And he just shaved. Oh, wait.
I just shaved, dude. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can hit the 20-minute mark. But we got some teleports coming through. Olaf's still on the bot lane, and it's the actual last Drake here. So we're going to have to see what happens, because this is an important one. I mean, just in terms of gold, the actual pressure it's going to apply onto Na'Vi. Olaf is having to run away.
What are you doing there?
There's flashes coming through.
You're not Lee Sin. You can't jump away from that one, homie. Like, oh, good engaged onto the backside. Maybe a good Cataclysm. That would be huge. But Na'Vi are still going to struggle quite a bit. And they're not going to be losing the Wukong whatsoever. That is, in my opinion, a misplay.
Oh,
they're about to trade in mid lane. Exactly. They're about to get the turret. There's some extra gold from the plates. Sure, they get it, but the Drake, they're going to be losing that one normally, unless another Lucky Steal comes on through. But if I was the rest of Na'Vi, I would just go back to base and defend this one, because if you lose this now and you die, that is going to be game Malphite. Go straight for the unstoppable force bullet time. Will not be connecting as strongly as you might expect. Good CC knockup from the Rakan, but that's going to be the closing point. I'm going to say if Sky dies here, which he is indeed, that is going to be game number 2. Going to well, Futbolist, in my eyes, they should have never took that fight in the first place.
No, you know what I will say there is that there have been 2 bad engages this game from Garen. I think the one in top lane, which led to the 2-1, which, like I said, it wasn't a huge deal at the beginning, but it kind of like pushed it in the favor of Futbolists, allowed them to do some things they shouldn't necessarily been able to do. But then again, I think that Reaper as well as Garen, look, all respect to them. They think that he can try and get the turn on that fight with the Cataclysm, forcing them into a close quarters fight with the Olaf. He can use his 2 ability to actually try and get a little bit more of that lifesteal going through and try and live through the damage.